Hello everybody and welcome again to another episode of 4 Focus on Redmond. Our students in the second semester went out and tried to find various clubs, organizations, teams, or individuals and focus on them in some way. Today you're going to see 4 production pieces. One of those production pieces is by Gage Scott. He got to interview Amy Stoltz, one of our social studies teachers. Madison Tate, she will be highlighting the Quiz Bowl team. And you will also see an interview with Kevin Rusk, who is the voice of the Redmond Pride Marching Band, and that was produced by Tyler Young. But first, we're going to go to Logan Shackelford, who got to speak with our library media specialist, Connie Carnicum.
I've taught a total of 36, and my last 25 have been here.
Have you taught anything else, or have you been in different classes other than being just a librarian?
I have been a librarian. I started out as a librarian, and then I had 3 years of also teaching science. I have a degree in biology and chemistry, and I taught 3 years of general science, 2 years of biology, and 2 years of chemistry.
Have you enjoyed those years?
I enjoyed teaching the biology. The classes I enjoyed the most were I had a lot of the special ed classes, and I thoroughly enjoy working with the special ed. And so it was interesting teaching chemistry when they weren't allowed to light fires. So it taught me a lot going back into the classroom.
So you've been here for 25 years. Have you seen any big changes or anything regarding it?
I've seen lots of changes. When I first started here, there was a card catalog, and I had a full-time aide, and she spent most of her time typing because computers weren't invented yet, and doing the catalog cards because everything was done by hand. All the cataloging was done by hand, the typing was done by hand, and then we went to, I wrote a grant and we automated the high school library and switched everything over, and then we just had what are called dumb stations. There were black screens with orange on them that you could look things up on, and then we proceeded into having a computer, and now everything's computers, laptops. We went from 5-inch floppy drives to 3-inch floppy drives to thumb drives to flash drives. Now we're in the cloud.
Wow.
Lots of technology changes. Went from record players to, now people don't even know what a record player is, to movie projectors, to the technology has just been overwhelming.
Has it been easier for you?
It's been a lot of learning, which has kept me on the ball because I've had to keep one step ahead with the technology because there has been a lot of changes in research and using the computer, and everybody just thinks you can go to Google, but there's more to it than going to Google. So the whole teaching style has changed. The whole focus has changed in library. So keeping up to date, I do a lot of professional development to keep up to date.
Administrative. Have you seen any big change in administrative?
Let's see. I started here in 1990. I have been through 5 superintendents and 6 principals. So I've seen a variety of everything. And when I first started here, Mr. Karin was actually a social studies teacher.
Really?
Yes, he was up in room, let's see, he would have been in 209.
209. Would that be down by the English right now?
Nope, that would be right where Mr. Hanley is.
Really? So you're
Yes.
right above the balcony?
Right above the balcony.
Huh. Didn't know that.
Uh-huh. Then he went to being a assistant principal and then to the principal's job. So I've known him for a very long time.
As you can tell. Are you in any activities involving the school?
Over the years, I've been in numerous. Right now, I am the co-advisor with Mr. A. Strike of National Honor Society. But in the past, I directed the plays. I directed musicals. I had the high school youth to youth. I also was student council advisor at one time. So I've done a variety of things.
I can tell. Did you enjoy those?
Oh, I love that. That is where you get to know the students. When you're in a classroom, you see them in that classroom, but when you're working outside, that is when you really get to know the students. Like, for example, our Youth to Youth, we took a group of 25 down to Atlanta for a conference, spent an entire week with them on the bus, and everybody thoroughly enjoyed it. And that is when you really get to know the students.
Yeah, because it's not just watching them in the classroom, which they got stuff to do.
Right.
You can finally see them not just working on something, but you can actually watch them doing nothing, and you can see what they enjoy.
Right. You get to know them outside of the classroom.
Mm-hmm. That's what I always like to enjoy teachers about, because the stuff that I do, I know that I go out in class and I see a lot of teachers, and I enjoy a lot of them.
It's always surprising that when you run into a student, especially now with the 7th and 8th graders, like at Kroger or someplace like that, because they think you live in the school, and it's like, yeah, I buy groceries and I get gas, and some of them are so excited. It's like, oh my gosh, you're not in the school. No, I'm not in school.
You said that you enjoy plays. Like, you worked at the play. Do you enjoy them?
The plays and musicals, oh, love them. I think they're very important. I was a very, very, very shy person myself when I was in school. And I love to sing, and somebody, literally my friends, forced me into trying out for a musical, and I've been hooked ever since. And it's for those people that, you know, there's different activities for different people. And it fills a void for some students, and I thoroughly love doing the acting and the singing, and I do a lot of it still myself.
You enjoy any particular play, actually?
Probably my favorite play was Arsenic and Old Lace, which is a comedy, sort of mystery. It's an older one, a lot of fun. My favorite musical, it's probably either Music Man or Sound of Music. Basically, I enjoy the music from them, and they're two of my favorites.
See, I never actually had time to look at plays or watch musicals. The most I've seen is the musicals that we do here. Mm-hmm. And that's all I see. And I always hear about William Shakespeare that's great and all that, but I don't know any other.
I've gone to, there's a place in Canada that does all Shakespeare in the summer, and I've gone there. I've been to New York. I've seen some shows there at Toronto. I have season tickets for the Stranahan. I just saw the Book of Mormon, and we're going to be going next to see Sister Act. And I sing in 2 different choirs, and we do a lot of performing, and so it's just, I love it. Music is what I will be doing when I retire.
Like, do you have a genre of favorite music?
Actually, my favorite type is Baroque.
Never heard that.
Baroque would be like a lot of Bach. Beethoven, not so much, but a lot of Bach, Brahms. Right now we're doing a Requiem that the choir I'm singing in. And that's the style of music I like to sing. And then the a cappella group I'm in is all Baroque, Renaissance style music.
Okay. So you got like the classical.
Classical.
Okay.
I enjoy all of it, but the classical is what I really like to sing. Anything that's not in English.
Right, so what is Baroque? Like, you said it's not in English.
It's a style. A lot of the Baroque is in German.
Okay.
So we do a lot of German. The Requiem that we're going to be doing is completely in Latin, because it's a Requiem, it's a Mass. And then the other songs the small group is going to be doing are in Italian and in German.
So do you speak German, Latin?
I know how to say it, but we know, with the singing it, I never had it before I took Spanish. But when you get to the Romance language, and especially the German, since so many of our words are from the German, after you've done it for so many years, you can look at it and you know what it's supposed to be.
Okay.
But once I retire, one of the things I plan on doing is going back and especially taking music courses, taking music theory, and just learning more about music.
Where will you be going for that?
I'll probably go to Tara. That's the choir I sing with.
Okay.
And I can take it as an audit class there. I won't take it for a grade or anything. It's just for my own knowledge. They offer a discount and for taking it and also being in the choirs and everything there. So I went some music theory because I also play piano for the church and for my own. And I may go back to taking voice lessons. I used to take voice lessons. I may do that again too.
Inspiration to also learn a different language.
Probably not, because we keep picking them up, like I said, in the choir.
Yeah.
We keep learning them there. And probably the one that's been the hardest for me has been the German. Really the hardest has been the French, because we've done some French songs and I don't care for French. But the hardest one we've ever done has been Norwegian. And yeah, they have lots of consonants, not very many vowels.
I never heard, actually, a Norwegian style.
It's different. It's very different.
I did not know that. But have you lived in Fostoria for a long time?
I don't live in Fostoria.
You don't?
No.
I never guessed.
Well, that's because I do spend a lot of time in here. And also, I mean, a lot of times I was here when the theater was still active here. I participated in the theater, and in the summer I'd sing at some of the churches here. I help at High Street. When we don't have school on Mondays, a lot of time I'm at High Street helping with the free store, so I spend a lot of time in Fostoria. But no, I live in a little town called Helena. It's near Gibsonburg, if you know where that is, or Fremont. It's about 25 minutes away.
Okay.
So when I go home, I go home.
Yeah. Play, like a theater here?
There used to be. And when I first started here, I was in, I think, 5 productions there. And then it eventually just, well, the building got old, and they eventually tore it down.
I remember now.
Yeah. But it was a fascinating place because part of the history of Fostoria is in theater, because they had what was called the Rogers Company was part of here. And the Rogers Company was the biggest costumer in the late 1800s for like the Bill Hickok shows and all the circuses. And a lot of their clothes and everything from the 1800s were still up there. We went up before they were getting ready to tear it down and saved some of the old costuming.
So hopefully we saved it, because that's a lot of history for
it. Is a lot of history.
I did not know that.
History.
So Fostoria has been rooted deep with the theater plays. And
very deep in the theater and in the arts.
Okay. Well, thank you again so much for this interview.
You're welcome, Logan.
Thank you for that, Logan. And now we're going to go to Madison with the Quiz Bowl team.
Hi, I'm Miss Green. I am the head coach of the Fostoria High School Quiz Bowl team. Basically what we do is we go around to other schools and we compete with them in academic challenges where we get to answer questions correctly. And if we do, we gain points, and if we don't, sometimes we lose points, sometimes we don't. But we work really, really hard to get all these questions right, and if we win, it's really cool.
Thank you for that, Madison. Now we're going to go to Gage Scott, who got to sit down and talk with Amy Stoltz.
Alright, I'm here with Miss Stoltz, asking her some questions of how what she does here, how she does here in Fostoria schools. How are you, Miss Stoltz?
I'm good. How are you, Gage?
I'm pretty good, pretty good. So what classes do you teach?
This year I'm teaching 8th grade American history, one section of geography, and the rest American government.
Pretty nice. Do you enjoy teaching them?
I do. I love history.
Any classes give you any problems?
No more than others.
How long have you been here?
I've been coaching here for 10 years. I've been teaching here for 4 years.
All right, that's great. Pretty long time. How is the swim team doing?
Swim team's doing good. We're a very young team. A lot of new people. But some surprises came out. We have one swimmer, I think, who's competed in the past, Tony Costello, and he's doing very well. Very close to district times. And some other swimmers that are shown that they had more to them than I thought when they came out.
That's great. That's great. Do you still do mock trial? Or you?
This year we just pretty much talked about it because of the time constraints I had with coaching 2 sports and teaching and everything else. But we hope to get back to it next year at both the junior high and the high school level.
I hope to be in it.
Good.
What's your favorite part of the school and why?
I like being here because I graduated from here. I actually teach American history in the class that I took American history in. In this classroom, I took it with Mr. Fox. I enjoy interacting with the kids and the staff, the parents that come in. I enjoy being here. I truly enjoy what I do.
That's great. It's very nice to have you here in school teaching us. It's really great. You're a good teacher.
Thank you.
Again, this is Miss Stoltz. Bye.
Thank you for that, Gage. And now we are going to get to see an interview that Tyler Young got to have with the voice of the Redmond Pride Marching Band, Kevin Rusk.
Hi, thanks for having me on. My name is Kevin Rusk, and I am the voice of the Redmond Pride Marching Band. The part of the season that I speak with for the band would be the football season, which runs pretty much when school gets out until winter. I was a band geek, but they were the coolest group in town. I played percussion for the band. I remember quite clearly the days of marching around the parking lot, enjoying the hot, sweaty summer days, the chafing, the breaking of sticks, the sunburn on only 10% of my body. Glorious times.
How did you...
Well, to be honest with you, it is a lot more exciting when all the teams that are present on a Friday night are actual winners. But we gained motivation through playing music to cheer on the masses. What a pleasurable time it was to sit in the rain and the cold and the snow, walking, carrying heavy items, different equipment pieces, racing back and forth to the truck, finding kids hiding out in the bathroom and under the bleachers. Every day was just special. Metaphorically speaking, the importance of a voice is important. But if we're speaking on the band, it is very helpful to have a voice that will give a direction to the audience members, help them see where the show is going, give the overall purpose of Stephen Kaufman, the director of Fostoria Bands, his design, his dream of the Fostoria Redmond Pride Band. My favorite show of the season was the Merca show. I love a Merca. Apple pie, fireworks, the Stars and Stripes. Yep. It's like a tasty version of summertime during a nice cold winter game. It really brings out the essence of Fostoria, that pride in America, the down-home, front porch, country-loving folk that really make this country great. there was a part of the America show that really stood out. And that's when I read part of our Constitution of the United States of America. Wanted to give the crowd a piece of history that is slowly being eroded by our current government.
Okay.
Well, the kids like to call me the Jellyfish King, and it's not because of this extremely rugged physique. It's because I am the director of the materials and the basically all of the movement of the equipment for the band. And I have a roadie crew that is consisting of young, passionate, on fire children that love to carry heavy items back and forth, be able to sit for long periods of time during a nice action-packed football game, enjoying the snack bar, basically running a troop of minions. The Liberty Bowl was a unique experience for our young children that are in the band. Seems like it was only yesterday. Well, it basically was last month, but basically we had this opportunity, if you will, to experience the big show, the big time, with Big and Rich. It was quite an experience for the kids, who brought back many wonderful, wonderful pieces of memorabilia, and also many wonderful, wonderful trophies and plaques, and new boyfriends and girlfriends. Well, usually it's air blowing across your vocal cords. Is that the question? Having 5 children that are part of the band program as a whole, if you were to call it a microcosm, if you will, a put-together group of young individuals with talents that don't not only pertain to instrumentality, but also flag twirling and cheering. Being a part of that and having 5 young ones that are coming through the program, I felt compelled, if not coerced, compelled to be a part of the program. And this opportunity came up, being that my profession is a professional speaker. It came pretty natural. I believe it is pretty critical to be involved in the life of your children, your community, and your school. Being the voice of the Redmond Pride has given me the opportunity to be a huge part and portion of the program, but also to be available to help Mr. Steve Kaufman, director of Fostoria Bands, with any needs he might have, i.e. handling kids with leadership issues, or coming and talking through with him some program changes or designs. Just enjoying my time. And parents should be involved. Absolutely. I would say the number one benefit of being the voice of the Redmond Pride would be the opportunity to consume large amounts of delicious concoctions made by the staff at the snack bar. Deb Rock and the Thompsons and the staff of the Redmond Pride Music Club would always adorn me with wonderful PK-style treats that was a good benefit. Also, standing in the cold was a good benefit. Well, I would say it was for the pay, but there isn't any. But it is the pride in knowing that I'm making the difference in the lives of young ones, making a difference in the lives of our community members that come and enjoy our games, and making a difference in that of myself growing, enjoying, and being part of something grand. Is it still recording?
Yes, it's recording.
Are you going to cut all that out?
Yeah.
You're going to have a lot of work to do.
No, it's okay. It's just 2 cuts and then it's out. I mean,
Set and place.
it's okay.
Is that the blooper?
Okay.
Let's start that one over.
Okay.
Sorry.
What is in...
And it's a lot like Funky Town.
That's JoJo. JoJo, what?
Am I messing this up for you?
No.
Are you going to get a good grade? Don't add these bloopers in. I might take a drink of water, but I'm going to cover up the croakers.
Are you sweating?
Glistening. Glowing.
Okay, there's only 2 more questions. Between
1,
every
2, 3.
question.
Got it.
Like 1, 2, 3.
Can I have Kroger showing, or can I just turn it like... Hold on, she's going to call her back.
No, I'm not.
Pretty much. Okay.
Did you just delete all that?
No. I just stopped it.
You're going to cut it. You said you use a big blade, and you...
Yes.
Alright, so...
You know, yeah, you have to turn it.
Okay.
You will get on the... Yeah, okay, yeah.
So Kroger can't be showing.
No.
But I can show my cool patch, as
Yes.
long as my boob's okay.
Yeah. Okay. What part of the season do you speak with for the band?
Thank you for that, Tyler, and we will see you again when we have another episode of Focus on Redmond.